If you haven't noticed, in the last 20 to 30 years, our tech got a lot smaller. Mainframe computing became personal computers, laptops turned into smartphones. And with this smaller size, computing, and more importantly, the internet, became a lot more accessible. And people like having this connected device around. Not just know the time, take pictures, or make phone calls, but that and much, much more. An unfathomable wealth of knowledge and human experience right at our fingertips. And we choose to watch cat videos. It's fair to say that we receive our fair share of entertainment from these little connected computers too. More and more, these devices become an essential element of our daily lives. And fundamentally, what do they grant us? I'm going to say the politically correct thing here. They help us stay connected. But connected to who? For how long? To what degree? All good questions that give you a million answers. So this is what I've been curious about. How does this unlimited connection of entertainment and information have on my design students? You see, I teach industrial design at Auburn University in the Southeast United States, and I love teaching, I love mentoring. But I have maybe 12 hours in a 45-hour school week. That's maximum 25% of the time. But their phone, unless they're sleeping, it's there. I started to notice a pattern from a collection of sources, friends, colleagues, journals, podcasts, all hinting towards an interesting phenomenon. That social media, namely Instagram, was becoming more and more influential to design students. Did you know Instagram hit 1 billion users this summer? Approximately 1 in 3 Americans have an Instagram account. And of that number, 61% of the users are between the age of 18 and 34. Now go back to what I said before about becoming more and more influential. Influence can be both positive and negative. Positive in that students are a fingerprint away from design inspiration, being able to follow and learn from renowned professionals, able to connect to and build a national network of peers before they even graduate. Negative in that students see final concepts without the messy middle, all the failures and struggles conveniently omitted, or they get feedback from quote-unquote friends who really don't know what they're talking about. And this is where it gets interesting. Apple and Android released a digital well-being app in the fall of last year. Why is this important? I'm glad you asked. Because for the first time, you could easily see how much time and what apps were being used while students were on their phone. So I started gathering information. How much time was a student on their phone, and how much of that time was social media? Now, to maintain integrity, I've got to keep a promise that I make to all my students. I'm not going to ask something of them that I wouldn't ask of myself. So in the past 7 days, I spent 17 hours on my phone, 4.5 of them on Instagram. So 30% of the time I'm picking up my phone, I'm on Instagram. Is that good, bad, positive, negative? It's hard to say. I gathered information from 23 junior and senior design students along those same metrics. These design students spend on average 22 hours a week interacting with their phone. It's a bit north of 3 hours a day. But what surprised me is this. Only half use Instagram the majority of the time. The other half use Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest the majority of the time. On average, Instagrammers view their content for about 3 hours a week. And for the other apps, Snapchat, YouTube, Twitter, about 3.5 hours a week. So what are some early takeaways? There's a ratio of educational, design inspiration, software tutorials, and then entertainment that I want to know more about. Instagram is a curious case. One can seamlessly drift between both informational searching and entertainment, so it's hard to know how it's being used. For Twitter and YouTube, they're a combination where you could be searching on information or you can be led down rabbit trails. Once again, difficult to discern. While other apps like Snapchat, Netflix, well, those are outright entertainment. So no, not all of my students are experiencing the duality of Instagram, but they are experiencing the same amount of phone use, and they are being exposed to other creative works. This demands further investigation for 2 reasons. 1, to better understand the line between productive, educational social media and outright entertainment. And 2, if we can more accurately identify the positive and negative influences on our design students, we will be better informed as we build and cultivate the culture of our design studios. And while I enjoy celebrating my students' successes on Instagram, I believe my studio needs to be the opposite of it. It needs to be a place where vulnerable ideas and transparent humanity can be explored. Students can be challenged by their own metrics, not others, and change the perception of failure, embracing struggles as a pathway to rapid understanding and better long-term outcomes. Sound good to you? Yeah, me too.